Hi folks, Cody with Desert Diamond Detailing here. Today we are going to do a rinseless wash on my detailing van. It's not ceramic coated, it's just getting prepped to do new logos and stuff, but I figured I can do a tutorial on how to do this. That way everyone else can see what they're doing. I don't recommend doing this if it's not ceramic coated or has a decent wax, and I also don't recommend doing it if your vehicle has mud, extremely dirty, hasn't been washed for a while. This is more of a weekly, bi-weekly thing that you can do inside your garage. That's kind of what I recommend doing. But we'll get started with what I have on the table and how to do the process. I use a 2-bucket method. This bucket in here, I will show you in a minute, has a grit guard or dirt guard in there. So that way, this is my cleaning towel bucket. So when I use these towels, it'll go in this bucket. This one will be introducing the new rinseless onto the towel, so the towel is relatively clean. That's why I don't recommend not doing it on a bare vehicle that has no paint protection whatsoever. That's super dirty, because you don't want to induce scratches. Not that you can be safe as possible, minimize the scratches, but if you have a ceramic coating, you worry about it a little less. These are going to be the towels that I'm going to be using. Why I use towels instead of like a detail sponge. They're a little bit more cost effective. They do about the same amount of job, but a towel has 8 sides to each towel, so you can do, a panel, a hood, another panel, maybe the doors if you really wanted to. I'll probably use about 3 or 4 towels for the whole van. Here I have my Max Shine drying towel. That's what I'm going to use to dry it after I clean it. If you don't have a drying towel, you could always get like a soft plush towel like this from Harbor Freight, AutoZone, O'Reilly's. Something that's a little bit higher quality. These are medium quality. These are a bit higher quality. These are a low quality towel. I use those for interior only. You could buy a big pack of those at O'Reilly's and stuff. I don't recommend using those. You could also use this as a drying towel. O'Reilly's, I believe, has these. You can get a pack of 3 for I think like $12. A pack of 3 should be able to dry your whole car. If you're doing a truck, maybe get a pack of 6 just in case. I don't think you'll use it all, but that's kind of what I recommend. You can use a couple different options. Same thing with these, use a couple different options. You don't have to get the most expensive thing out there. It's a little... So before I show you guys what I'm diluting and how I'm diluting it, I will kind of explain. So this is, it says Rags to Riches. It's not Rags to Riches, it's P&S's Absolute Rinseless Wash. I just like to put it in here because I do this quite often. And it has 1/2 ounce and 1 ounce scale on one side and millimeter on the other side, depending on how you read things. But it makes it nice because you can pop off the cap, fill this side, pour it in there. So for me, when I'm diluting a bunch of different things like rinseless wash, cleaning windows, doing light stuff, it just makes it a little bit easier on me. So this is not Rags to Riches, this is Absolute Rinseless Wash. I will move the camera so that you can see how I put it in the bucket, mix it around, show you what it's supposed to look like. So this is the bucket I'm going to demonstrate on because it's kind of a clear bucket, so you can be able to see inside a little bit better instead of the other one where it has a grit guard that's black. You probably won't be able to see on camera how it's supposed to look. So this is the one I'm going to show you on. So again, when you buy whatever rinseless wash, it's always diluted 256 to 1, or 90% of them are at least. There's a bunch of different companies. I can link the one that I have down below. You can buy it on Amazon, wherever you want. It is half a cat full of the rinseless wash is what you need inside there. This one is just 1/2 ounce, so I filled it up to the 1/2 ounce mark right there. We're gonna pour that in there like that. And then you're just going to mix it around till it's kind of a cloudy mixture. You can already kind of see a little bit in there. So I'm just going to dunk my towel in there. Mix it around. Let it settle for a second. But now it is a cloudy mixture. And that's what you're looking for. That is a good dilution right there. You can still see through it, but it is cloudy. That is how you're going to do your rinseless wash. I usually keep about 1 or 2 towels in there just in case, so I don't get distracted on what I'm doing, grab the wrong towel or whatever. But that is how you dilute it. That is what you're going to use. This is my clean bucket. The one with the grit guard is my dirty bucket to rinse it off. Make sure that there's no contaminants. It will also have rinseless wash in there to help with clean. So the final step you need to before you start actually washing the vehicle is to have a spray bottle for extra lubrication that you're going to pre-spray on whatever body panel that you're going to do. Then you grab your towel, wipe it down, clean it, and then dry it off. This will add the lubrication to ensure or prevent minor scratches. What I like to do is when I mix these up, I like to just dunk this in here, because this is still diluted 256:1, but instead of doing all the math, trying to figure it out, it's just easier to fill this bottle up, use my rinsing bucket instead of my clean bucket to fill these bottles, just in case the bottle has something that is dirty on there that you don't want to introduce into there, to ensure that you have a clean towel. Now, the nice thing about the grit guard is when everything falls down, it traps underneath the grit guard to help keep the contaminants down. Always make sure your buckets are clean, your grit guard's clean, towels are clean. Want to be as clean as possible. Don't go OCD crazy on it. But now we're ready to get started. So we have 2 buckets, grit guard, clean. We have spray bottle, we have the towels, we have the drying towels on standby. I'll move this table over. That way when you see me clean, you have a clear view of what I'm doing. Don't mind my dog, she's a shop dog. She just likes to be in here with me. So I have all my stuff here ready to go. My table's here with my drying towel. Let's get started. All I do is I just we'll start on this middle panel here. And I just spray it down. I do a little bit more on the bottom because that's usually the most contaminated part. And grab my towel. You don't want it dripping down, you want it a little damp. And then you just fold it into a square, like so. And then you just wipe it down. Make sure you get every spot. You know, you want to have a clean vehicle. I like doing this because right now it's actually raining outside. So this helps me keep my car clean. And if you have a ceramic coated car, that is easy to clean as well. You know, on an off day where you don't really want to break everything out, it's not super dirty, this is a great way to do it. I'll put that in there. I'll take my Max Shine drying towel. I'll just dry this panel down. It's a very simple wipe on, wipe off. It's not like a soap where soap has to be washed off. This is a rinseless wash, so you don't have to rinse it, which makes it very convenient. But you could probably see it from that panel to that panel. Grab my spray bottle. Let's start this panel. Bugs on there, you can keep your bug wash. So when you have, I like to use P&S rub off as well. Yeah, this towel goes in here. Probably won't use that one anymore. I just have the vehicle. Back. All this is still wet. Back and dry it off. If it does happen to dry on there, you can always spray it again and then just dry it. You have to re-wipe it. You're just getting the surface wet again. That will get all those dry streaks off there, because essentially the rinseless wash cleaned it. Now you're just drying it. So it's not super critical to dry it right away. You can just spray it, dry it off, if it happens. If your drying towel looks like this one, where it's super dirty, I would highly recommend just throwing it away. This one's a little bit older. I've had this one I think for about 4 months. This is just my van towel. My van's not coated. That's why this one is specific for this, because it's not a super clean towel. If you can see, it's got a bunch of frays on it, all this stuff here. It's not really a good towel anymore. So if you're doing this on your professional car, your detailing business, whatever it may be, I wouldn't use this. Only reason I'm using it is because I'm getting new logos, so I'm trying to just keep the car clean for now. I have yet to polish it. I need to do that, but I'll probably be doing it a week before the new logos get on there. So I'm not too concerned about it, because I'm already going to correct it myself. So nothing crazy. But that's, this half of the car is done. And I'll show you before I do this last panel in the hood here. This towel for me is done. So we're just going to rinse it out. Rinse it out and toss it on my table. This is why I have an extra towel in here, though. Now I don't have to go grab another towel. If you're in a rush, you're out on a job, running your detail business, and you're just trying to get a rinseless wash done for a client, I like to just be prepared, make it a little bit more efficient. Prep work will help you with that. So now this towel's ready to go. And I'll adjust the camera so you can watch me clean the front section here. So now we're going to be doing this panel, the hood, and right here. And I'll probably do the other side without you guys, but I just wanted to show you kind of how to do it on your own. So again, you just pre-treat the area. Like this dirt here, if it was ceramic coated, it'd be okay. If it's waxed and your whole car looks like this, I probably wouldn't do it. But what I would do if you were just waxed or ceramic coated, always start at the top, work your way down to the bottom. That way you're not starting here and transferring this contamination to up here and hopefully not causing scratches, but you could. So always start at the top, work your way down that way. And if you see a really dirty area, maybe do that area last. That way you don't put scratches in it. I am hardly using any pressure. The towel came unfolded here. So I'm hardly using any pressure just yet. I don't need to use a lot of pressure. But now that towel's done, I can flip it onto this side and use this side. Just be cognizant of where your dirty side is so you don't introduce scratches onto the dirty side. But so there's the dirty side. Dirty side's on top now. I start at the top, work my way down. Now that side is done. What I can do now is flip this inside out, and I'll finish the rest of the hood, and then that. So again, starting at the top, working my way down. Very light pressure, I'm not going crazy with it, because it's really not that dirty. It just, I took the time today to decide to do a video for you guys, so you guys can see. And it's also raining, so it's helping me out keep my vehicle looking as good as it can, presentation wise, for my clients. So once again, I always do the bottom very last, just to keep from contaminating everything. And then I grab my drying towel, and this panel here is still wet. Nothing's dried. So just dry it off. I usually hold the top part or the bottom part so it doesn't touch the ground. You don't want to get all that dirt from the ground on your towel. And your towel is pretty much junk after that. You can clean it, and if you want to, I mean, that's up to you. I would prefer not to, just in case anything gets stuck on there. I'm not scratching a client's car or my car or whatever the case may be. And then I hold it up here as well, and I will use the top and just kind of keep the bottom dry. And now for the window, I'll do the window and can give you an example. You can scratch windows. Not as easy as scratching paint, but you can. Still good to just pre-soak the window. I have this bug spot here. We'll see if my rinseless can get it off. If not, I will show you two methods that you can get that off there. So I'm going to use the same towel I was using before, because it is a window. It's not super crazy. This side wasn't used, so this side was. You can see the dirt stains. So we're going to fold it inside out, and we'll do the window with the clean side. That's the nice thing about these towels, is it just helps prevent scratching and picking up anything on the lower part of the vehicle and transferring it to the higher part. This way you're not really transferring because everything's clean. So this window is ceramic coated. I did it about 6 months ago, and as you can see, very little effort on that bug spot. I just barely went over it, but I'll show you guys how clean it is. Hopefully you guys can actually see the bug spot. Well, can't see it. That's my bad. I should have put the camera in a different angle. Just because it's a window, I'm just going to use a smaller towel. These work good, but they require a little bit more effort than a drying towel does. Drying towel is higher in GSM, so it dries and absorbs the water a little bit better than necessarily a drying towel or a microfiber. They both still work, but if you want to make your life a little bit easier, I would recommend getting a professional grade drying towel. I've used the ones at Harbor Freight. Not to knock on Harbor Freight, I just don't think theirs are sustainable for what I do. Maybe for a one-car garage or one-car owner, he might be able to get away with it, drying the whole vehicle and not leaving streaks behind. That's the reason I don't use that one. I went to a little bit higher grade, and it's only, I think, $10 more, so it's not super crazy, but it helps out. So there was a bug spot right here. The bug spot is gone. I'm sorry I didn't get to show you guys that. You might be able to see it on the video. We'll see. But now the hood, the grill, the lights, this whole side of the van is done. The back side needs to be done. And the pack. Okay guys, rinseless wash is done. I still have quite a handful of towels, so it doesn't use a lot of towels. Drying towel is, moist, but it's not soaking wet, nothing's dripping off of it. I did use this towel on the window. This towel feels pretty dry, so it doesn't get your ground wet. It's not super messy, and I did soak everything really well to ensure proper lubrication on the paint surface. This is a great alternative if you can't get outside. Break out the pressure washer, break out the foam cannons, take an hour to wash your vehicle. If you just want to do something inside your garage, this is a great alternative. Especially if it's ceramic coated, it'll help it out. It'll make it way easier. You'll probably do it faster than I can. Or I can with this vehicle, just because this one has no protection on it, so I have to do a little bit more. But I used hardly any pressure, got 99% of everything off there. Car looks great. I like the way it looks, so I think it's a good alternative. But now you know kind of how to do it. 2-bucket method. Most people you can get buckets from Harbor Freight, Home Depot, Lowe's. Harbor Freight has grit guards that you can use as well. You can get these from O'Reilly's, AutoZone. You can get some from Harbor Freight. I can link everything down below. Drying towels, I would recommend getting a little bit better drying towel that like I have instead of the Harbor Freight. So this is the Harbor Freight towel. It's okay. It doesn't pick everything up. I think maybe for this it will work out just fine. But if you're like pressure washing and getting a ton of water on there, this tends to leave behind streaks because it's not as high quality and high in GSM as this is. This absorbs a lot more than this does. So this doesn't leave streaks behind. This, I have had experience where it does leave streaks behind. But if it's just you, you're not running a business or anything, I think you could do just okay with that. The green side's for paint. The gray side is for glass. I have noticed a difference. If you try to dry with the gray side, it won't dry at all. But it does work pretty good on glass. Price wise, I think this is like 15 bucks. This cost me, I think, like $25 to $30. Price wise, it's not that much different. If you can find one of these, you can buy them off Amazon. I'll link everything down below. Those work good. This is from Adams. This is one of their plush towels. You can use this as well. You can get a couple of them, or the towels I showed earlier. Those are good drying towels as well. You can use all these products. You can get all these products, rinseless wash. You can get them all. Everything I do is I'm not buying them from some super secret society. This is something you can do in your home. So if you like this video, or if you have any questions or comments, please leave a like, comments, questions. I'd be happy to do another video, answer any questions or comments that you may have. That's it for